In the right corner we have the iPad 4 9.7 inch display, up to 1.4 GHz, dual core processor, 1GB RAM, 5 megapixel camera, iOS 7, and on the left side we have the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1 2014 with a 10.1 inch display, up to 1.9 GHz quad core. It's actually octa core, but 3GB RAM, 8 megapixel camera, and Android 4.3. So today I'm going to do a quick benchmark video. Well, actually the benchmarks have already been done. That's how quick it is. So this app we are using is, I think, 3D Mark. What, Siri, why you do this? So with 3D Mark we got an average score of 9547 for the normal game benchmark. Extreme was 6700 and unlimited was 10,600 for the iPad. Now for the Galaxy Note, the average game score was maxed out. That means it just maxed the game out completely, so the score's done. And the average extreme score was 8,600, so that's about 2,000 extra than the other one, which is quite a big boost. And the unlimited was 13,300, which is about 3,000 extra. Now what does that mean? Well, basically it means when I was watching the games play on this iPad, they were very laggy at times. Sometimes they were normal laggy, just a little bit of lag here and there, but other times they was extremely laggy, especially with the extreme game. It just barely coped with keeping up at all throughout the whole game. Whereas on the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1 2014, there was no lag at all apart from extreme cases at the end of the game. So overall there were gigantic differences with the game demos, and the Galaxy Note came out heads and shoulders above this, beyond belief. So this Galaxy Note 10.1 definitely outperforms this iPad 4 in this test, and that is definitely for sure. The next test will be, well, let's start off with SunSpider, and with the iPad, these are browser tests now. It performed 685 milliseconds. With the Samsung it was 976 milliseconds. Now there is a large difference in resolutions, with Samsung being much higher resolution. Oh, that's also another thing, with those game benchmarks, the Samsung had to push tons of extra pixels and it still outperformed this. So if you're thinking about iPad comparisons, like iPadAir comparisons, the iPadAir still has a smaller, the smaller resolution. So the smaller resolution won't have to push as much, so it might beat this barely, or be close. Either way, it's going to be a very close score, and it's irrelevant at this point. So yeah, with the SunSpider, the iPad beats the Samsung by about 300 milliseconds roughly. What does that mean? Well, not too much, to be honest. There's nothing to worry about there. And most of the time it doesn't make much difference, and sometimes there's like different browsers such as Chrome Beta which may outperform in this case. So next is Primate Labs, browser test. So the iPad 4 performed 772, the Galaxy Note was 2620, which is a gigantic boost. Now if we look at the latest iPad Air, the iPad Air, oh actually silly me, it was on the wrong test. So let's go again. iPad 4 1400, this one 2600, that's double the points, double the score. So let's look at the latest iPad Air. Well, that's 2600 too, so these guys are equal. Well no, this Samsung Note 10.1 is equal to the iPad Air and double the performance of the iPad 4. Last test is the HTML5 test. The iPad 4 scored 415 out of 555. Not bad, not bad. The Samsung got 467 out of 555. That's probably one of the highest scores I've seen ever, including desktops. So, what does this mean? Higher compatibility throughout the webs, and also potentially faster speeds while browsing the internet. And because you have larger compatibility throughout websites, that means obviously those websites load faster with certain parts. So overall the benchmarks have been quite great for the Samsung, easily beating the iPad 4, performing double the speed in most tasks, and estimatedly about equal to the iPadAir. So at the end of the day, the most important thing is the operating system. So let's talk about that a little bit. First, lag. Android, does this have any lag? No, there's pretty much no lag there, and if there is, it's hard to pick up. You can get slight lag in the app drawer, but that's nothing to worry about. iOS 7 on the other hand, definitely laggy. Which one is the least laggy? The Android. It has less lag than the iPad. Who would guess? You know, it's like role reversal here. Then the next is apps. Now, for tablets, the iPad has some better apps, that's for sure. You can't argue that. So that's that one done. The next thing is future-proofing. Well, this has an octa-core in it. That has a dual-core in it, so you know which one would be more future-proof there. Also, this has 3GB RAM. That has 1GB RAM. 1GB RAM is the bare amount you should have on anything. In fact, the iPad 4 and iPadAir come with that. It's quite disgusting, to be honest. So it just doesn't seem right. It should be 2GB at least, not 1. I mean, we're 2013 now. It's not 2008 anymore, you know. So definitely, for the hardware, the Galaxy wins. For the operating system, Galaxy wins. For the apps, iPad wins, also known as iOS wins. For multitasking, Android wins, of course, hands down, because you can have multiple things open at the same time, just like a Windows or Mac OS PC. So it's quite cool in a way. It's almost revolutionary in a way, but it's not quite. It's hard to explain, but it's definitely leaps and bounds ahead of the iPad 4, and it's leaps and bounds ahead of my iPhone 5S and obviously iPadAir. So thank you for watching this benchmark. Hopefully it wasn't too biased. It shouldn't be, because I'm an Apple fanboy, so if I was biased at all, it'd be towards the iPad, not the Android. But hey, the Android won. So there we go. Thank you all for watching. Take care.